Well, I can tell you that the deals have not closed, but if the deals close for the people that we're trying to get, hot with the capital H, there's 3 very beautiful and interesting and smart women that will be joining the show as our new Lady Heretics, and then a couple of gentlemen who aren't so bad to look at either, so I feel pretty good about it. Oh God, you sound like my network executive.
Sorry.
Hold on, let me think about that for a minute.
That's so okay.
You know, honestly, it's hard because there is everyone's kind of having a shared journey about dealing with the fact of like what defines who their family is. But I feel weird pitching it like that because that's sort of the whole premise of the originals. But I would say this: it's, you know, Damon and Stefan are dealing with the fact that their mother, who essentially abandoned them, has now shown up in this town, in their hometown, with a group of people that she calls her family and that she calls her children, and in a way that she doesn't care for them. And they have to sit and watch as she and these kids take over their hometown, move into their house, and really live their lives in plain sight of our heroes. And it's emotionally incredibly frustrating and disappointing, and it teaches them a lot about their relationship with each other, their relationship that they always wanted and couldn't get with her, and then it puts them in a situation of, you know, are they going to make amends with this woman or are they going to take her down? And I think that like for the first half of the season at least is the emotional foundation of the show for sure. They reluctantly move into to Matt Donovan / Tyler Lockwood's house, although there is a brief run where Damon is exiled from Mystic Falls by his mother temporarily, and he has to go shack up with Alaric at Whitmore, and it's hilarious because Alaric's like, really, like, you're my roommate now? And they have like a little bit of an odd couple bout of fun that is good for a laugh. Alaric is not great.
This poor guy.
Alaric is really just taken the brunt of a lot of the bad things that have happened, certainly last season. He's not great in that way that he's making some clearly questionable decisions. He's dabbling in the occult in ways that maybe he shouldn't be. You know, he's desperate to find some way to contact, you know, the spirit of his dead wife and crazy things like that. Not to say none of that's been done on our show and done repeatedly, you know, but as everybody points out to him, like, there was the other side before. That no longer exists. Like, whatever happened to Joe and your babies, like, they're gone, you know? And he's not quite willing to accept that as fact. And it's sad to watch, and Bonnie takes pity on him because he says, well, why should this time be different? Like, why everybody else has gotten something back that they've lost? Why do I have to be the one that loses it forever? And so Bonnie, like, sort of signs up as a buddy to help him, you know, reach out and contact her or do something that makes him able. And in Bonnie's mind, even if I try everything and fail, at least then perhaps they'll move on. So. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, you know what? Here's the beauty of those two. They went through such a unique experience together, and they really have bonded. And it's like being stranded on a desert island with somebody, right? So they hit it off. They shared something that nobody else can understand, and they really found a deep friendship with each other, which is surprising considering how little respect they had for each other leading up to that situation. And now they still have that, but there's this like underlying resentment on both sides, you know. For Damon, he's like making jokes about like, oh, Bonnie, you know, better chew that sandwich well because I hate for you to choke and die. Like, I don't know the Heimlich maneuver, you know. And she's saddled with the guilt of feeling like, I've got my life, my friend doesn't have hers, and this asshole, you know, is making jokes about me choking on a chicken bone. Like, it's not. They're going to have to work their stuff out. If their friendship is going to stay on track, they need to really, you know, work that out. Yeah, absolutely.
Caroline, it seems like her journey had such a tumultuous conclusion for last season.
Oh, Absolutely. I mean, Caroline went through something that nobody would have shown anybody else. You know, the death of her mom's illness, and especially in a supernatural world where she's used to being able to accomplish anything, she couldn't do anything to save her mother. You know, and so in doing so, she's really trying to find out how she can regain control of her life and to not feel like she's spiraling. And Stefan very sweetly, said, "Hey, I'll wait for you, to get your stuff together." And so when we come back, she's still trying, and yet he's becoming harder and harder to resist. Caroline's going to go through a lot this season that I'm not even going to attempt to spoil, but it's going to be a pretty massive storyline that will be pretty bananas, but awesome.